A half circle is joined to an equilateral triangle with a side length of 12 units. What is the perimeter of the resulting shape? Use 3.14 for pi. Round your answer to the nearest tenth. Do not include units in your answer. There's a lot to read in here, so I really focused on this idea of perimeter. Perimeter means the distance around the outside of a figure. And so when I looked at this shape, I realized what I had was one straight side length, a second straight side length, and half of the circumference. So that let me start labeling some things. So I have a side length of 12 units, so this is 12. And this side length is also 12 units. So I'm making some progress here already. But I do need to think about this half a circle. And I notice that the half circle, if I had the whole circle, that half circle would be the diameter. So that's something that's going to be important to do my work here. So that half circle across the bottom, this has the measurement of the diameter. And I also know that this three side lengths, the 12 and the 12 here, and this other side length, they're all the same because it's an equilateral triangle. And so that tells me that as well, the diameter is equal to 12 units. So now I have a lot of information. I'm going to find half of the circumference. I don't need the whole thing. So when I do problems like this, I like to actually label it half the circumference so that I don't forget to do half later. So I'll have 1/2. For this, I'll use the formula pi times d because I now know that it's the diameter. So this will be the most efficient way. So I'll have 1/2. And then it tells me that I should use 3.14 for pi. And we just discovered that we have the diameter for our measurement there, so that's 12. I'm now going to multiply these together, 1/2 times 3.14 times 12, and this gives us 18.84. I'm not done yet though, because the 18.84, that's just the distance around the circle piece. From here, I need to add the 12 and the 12 to give me my total. So my total will be 12 plus 12 plus 18.84, and that's going to give me 42.84, and I'm asked to round to the nearest tenth, so I'll keep these. That gets me to tenths. I'll look in the hundredths place and I see a 4 there. So with a 4, I'm going to round down to the original. 42.8 units is the correct answer. If you had the wrong answer of 61.68, you did a lot of things right. So you found 12 units and 12 units, and you knew that you should not include this other side over here. So good job on that one. Where you went wrong is that you did not find half the circumference. So instead of using 18.84, which is half of the circumference, you used 37.68, and then you added 24 more, like plus 12, and that's how you ended up with 61.68. So you just forgot to think about this in terms of half of the circumference, and because of that, you ended up going over the total. You did a really good job getting a lot of the other pieces in there, though. Maybe it would be helpful to mark up your picture, kind of like I did. That might be helpful in the future. You were very close. So I think with a little bit more, maybe using some marking things up or using some other strategies using the picture, you'll get right to the correct answer.